I think with the internet now there is so much that people can access online that the idea of a trusted guide, of a person who music fans trust and can go to, whether that is online or through radio or through print media, to find something that they think they'll like, that they know they'll like, I think that is becoming more crucial than ever. So online, Pitchfork and The Quietus, I mean, their journalists are incredibly well trusted and well thought of. They're often first onto something that's good. They've broken bands, so they've said, you'll like this, and then those bands have been seen to go on and have successful careers. Also on radio, DJs like Mark Riley, Mary-Ann Hobbs, Lauren Laverne, Tom Ravenscroft, they're all people who, they've been around a long time. I mean, they're all on Six Music. Examples on Radio 1, Annie Mac and Hugh Stevens as well. They're all people who've been around a long time. They've worked in the music industry a long time. Music fans know they have a good ear for music. They're in touch with labels, independent labels, grassroots promoters. They're at gigs all the time. So those are the people, I think, that now people often look to for good recommendations.
So lots of different media, different platforms are working to move music around, and obviously music's getting into the right places because it's getting on radio, it's getting on TV, it's getting it's getting the coverage it needs. Can you tell us how playlisting works?
Well, I can only really speak for Six Music because that's where I work. And at Six Music, the producers and the DJs have an awful lot of freedom. We have a music team who are, seasoned professionals. They put the bulk of our playlist together. But within that, we have a core, it's called a core playlist, which is thousands of songs spanning 6 or 7 decades or more. And within that, the producers and the DJs can sort of pick and choose and swap core tracks around, and to add to that, the labels suggest lots of things. Producers, we have a playlist meeting that producers can go to with recommendations from their DJs. So there's an awful lot of people feeding into what makes a really diverse playlist.
Give us some key examples
of
bands who have been discovered and nurtured and gone through the process from just presenting a demo to getting it played, to getting extra airplay, and how they are now vying in the key venues you mentioned.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Six Music can claim all the credit, but it certainly has played a really important part in giving certain bands, artists, the careers that they have now. And I'm sure these bands and artists would agree with me when I say people like Wild Beasts. Len Sphlare, who's a contemporary classical composer, Mary-Ann Hobbs is a big fan of him. She has pushed and pushed and pushed him on her show, so much so that she got him a prom as part of the BBC proms 2 years ago, and it sold out immediately, was one of the gigs of the summer. Also international artists like Julia Holter, she's American, singer-songwriter, Unknown Mortal Orchestra, who are from New Zealand, Kurt Vile. These people all play venues like perhaps the Roundhouse in London, the Barrowlands in Glasgow, the Albert Hall here in Manchester, that holds, a couple of thousand people. And I can't imagine that they would be playing those size venues without the support that Six Music's given them. I think it's only a good thing that now young people, if they hear something, they can access it immediately online. When I was a teenager, if somebody told me about Joni Mitchell or Bob Dylan or Bob Marley, I would have had to have the money and the means to get to a record shop to buy that record and then take it home and listen to it before I'd even heard what they sounded like, which is so impossible to imagine now, because all you need to do these days is log on immediately and you can probably access most of those artists' entire back catalogues on YouTube or Spotify. And for young people, I think that can only be a good thing. It means they know more about old music, they appreciate old music more, their knowledge is just broader and more varied. It can only be a good thing. Also, there is proof that young people, once they have discovered something, whether that was online or somebody played it to them, they then are going out and buying the record. Sales of vinyl contributed $1 billion towards the worldwide music industry last year. So people still want something to own. And I think, if you discover something online, if you are a music fan, if you really appreciate what you've heard, you will, and you're a curious person, you will go and seek it out and seek out everything that you can about that artist. Accessibility still leads towards discovery, and discovery still back to accessibility. So Gary has asked me to read this question and answer it. And the question is, if you could be in any band, who would it be and why? And the band that I would be in is Savages, because first and foremost, they look fantastic. Jenny Beth, I think she's actually a goddess. But also, their live show is one of the most exciting live shows that I've been to in recent years. And I think, you know, pop music has existed now for 60 odd years, and to be able to create something that exciting is not easy to do, and they manage it. So Savages would be the band that I would be in. If it could be anyone, that's who it would be.